You can order your copy of my 2021 NFL Draft Guide today. What you'll get is over 550 individual prospect scouting reports like you see here, a ton of information that'll help you keep track of who your favorite team drafts or even signs as a free agent. It's all here, over 650 full color pages in PDF form. You can order your copy at the following link, footballgameplan.com/2021 draft guide. Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook here with Football Game Plan Scouting, and you know what that means. The NFL Draft and CFL Draft for 2021 is rapidly approaching, and it's time to get into our prospect rankings for this year's draft class. And before we get started, let's take a look at what the grades that you'll see by the prospects actually mean. We're talking outside linebackers, and kicking off our list at number 1 is Zaven Collins of Tulsa. He has excellent football instincts, just a really good feel for what offenses are trying to do to attack him. He's got good length and athleticism to play inside or outside backer as a pro, and can cover both tight ends and running backs to man coverage. I think he excels in zone because of his closing speed to the ball. He has underrated acceleration in that regard. At number 2 is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from Notre Dame. He's got elite level speed and acceleration that makes him a legit matchup piece on game day. I think he can cover some receivers in addition to backs and tight ends. You routinely saw him lined up over the number 2 in the slot and more than held his own out there in man coverage. I think he really helps shrink space from sideline to sideline. Checking in at number 3 is Aziz Ogilari out of Georgia. He's very good at the line of scrimmage and has the length to stack and shed blockers rather well. As a pressure player, he possesses the acceleration to quickly force a throw or sack the quarterback, and also chase the run going away. I like his wingspan in which he plays with at the line of scrimmage, helping him stay active throughout the play. Looking at the rest of the top 10, and Dylan Moses from Alabama is still a very good prospect in my opinion. He will be 2 years removed from the injury and will continue to get back to what we saw from him earlier in his career. He's got explosive acceleration and can get from the middle to the sideline with ease. Now on the weak side is where I think a team can take full advantage of his skills. Alani Patutau out of Adams State is a small college sleeper with big time game. In 2019 alone, he finished the season with 24.5 TFLs and 13.5 sacks. His change of direction skills and being able to consistently and smoothly adjust his path to the ball carrier will make his transition to an off-ball linebacker a rather easy one. Baron Browning of Ohio State had a solid week at the Reese's Senior Bowl. I like how he's able to set a physical edge and uses his hands very well. Very aggressive in that regard. And Jordan Smith from UAB is extremely long and lengthy and can cover so much ground on the field, especially around the line of scrimmage. Tony Fields II from West Virginia has superb speed and acceleration as a blitzer. He can really force a quarterback to change his launch spot or disrupt the run play because of his speed. I think he could even be a stud gunner on special teams as well. Now moving right along to prospects 11 through 20, and Jabril Cox of LSU made the step up in levels, transferring from North Dakota State to the Tigers program and picked up right where he left off last season. He's a very good matchup defender and able to cover both backs and tight ends one-on-one. I think he gets his hands on a lot of passes in the passing game. Jameen Davis from Kentucky has top-notch athleticism for the position. He's got the fluidity to be a major asset in zone coverage as well as in man, showing the ability to shrink passing windows with that length. Charles Snowden of Virginia is a very good athlete who also has the length to complicate things at the line of scrimmage. He can bend the corner and flatten to the quarterback. I also believe he has the solid coverage skills and work withable tools to be a solid pro prospect. Another small college player you should definitely get familiar with is Marquis Daniels of Central Methodist. When asked to rush the passer, he shows the ability to convert speed to power rather well and has outstanding hands in coverage. He has 2 pick sixes on his resume and is very comfortable out there in zone coverage. Milo Eifler out of Illinois has an explosive first step and can develop into a really good run and chase backer at the NFL level. He shows that he can play at the point of attack if need be, using his hands well to set an edge or take on a blocker. Looking at the rest of the prospects ranked 21 through 30, and Maximilian Roberts of Boston College played at 3 different schools, Fordham, Maine, and finally with the Eagles, and he's been highly productive at all 3 and would be a solid Sam backer at the next level. I think Calvin Bundage of Oklahoma State would be a good matchup piece on game day. He has really good ability as a run and chase player and should be a core special teamer from day one. Pete Werner of Ohio State definitely matches up athletically to what he'll face out there on Sunday. He can move well in all directions, giving a defense some flexibility in that aspect. And Charlie Moore of Calgary has a closing acceleration to the ball carrier, and when he arrives, he brings a lot of explosion upon contact with him. Shaw University's Deangelo Mcmillan had a really good week at the College Gridiron Showcase. He's got the ability to pressure off the edge, the good short area quickness to play with his hand off the ground, and could thrive right out of the gate as a core special teamer. You can tell he was well coached in college by their head coach, Adrian Jones. And wrapping up our rankings with prospects 31 through 40, another Calgary Dino backer makes the list with Grant Mcdonald checking in at number 32. He takes very good angles to the football, almost relentless in his pursuit. He has an above average ability as a blitzer who is able to rush across the second level, winning with both acceleration and savvy. And Caleb Johnson of Houston Baptist played really well this season, earning second team All-American honors at the FCS level. He's a seek and destroy type blitzer whose only goal on a play is to affect the pocket or blow up a running play significantly. So that's it for this edition of Football Game Plan Scouting. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts. And don't forget to check out and subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network located at youtube.com/footballgameplan. Also subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast and leave us a 5-star rating. That's where you can find our Scout Team podcast, and keep it locked every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Game Plus Network for our Scout Team show, where we will have a lot more of NFL and CFL draft related content coming down the pike.